Hey everyone, how you doing? It is week 3 in the NFL. How is your team doing? More importantly, how is your fantasy doing? Mine's doing horribly. I'm Wade McElwain. Joining me, Will Gavin from NFL in London, Ryan Call, and Edo Del Monte. Guys, we're going to talk about some of the games this week. There's been some interesting games, and obviously we want to get into one of the big NFC matchups. We're talking Detroit, who's 1-1, and Green Bay, who is also 1-1 after that loss to Minnesota. However, Green Bay is 7.5 points favorites in this one. Will, what are you thinking on this game?
I think that favourite line is ludicrous.
Yeah.
The Lions should never have lost to the Titans if it wasn't for 3 quarterback touchdowns for holding calls. And I think it was 17 penalties overall, 29 over the first 2 weeks. They are a much, much better team than anyone expected, whilst Jordy Nelson just isn't stretching the field yet. That's what we all wanted to see from the Green Bay offense this year. We wanted to see Jordy getting it open so we could get those running lanes, those short underneath passes. Nobody's open, and it's all on Rodgers' shoulders again. I kind of fancy the Lions to get an upset.
It's pretty interesting, though, too, because you look at, Green Bay, who's been sort of torched by Bortles and Bradford. Their defense is not playing the same. Ryan, how do you see this game going?
I think it's really interesting about with Rodgers, especially because he's not playing like the Rodgers we've all. I think everyone's just so enamored with Aaron Rodgers at all times that we've forgotten that he hasn't actually played well for at least a good stretch going into the end of last year. And now even these first 2 games, not great. Like he struggled. He didn't dominate in Jacksonville like we saw San Diego do, and then he really struggled against Minnesota. So, and I think it's because Eddie Lacy's not the Eddie Lacy that we were promised, the thinner, slimmer, faster Eddie Lacy, and he just looks just as slow as last year. They're getting no help. They're blocking. They got rid of that offensive lineman before.
Josh Sitton, yeah.
Which looks like a huge mistake going into the season. It's just the confidence in Aaron Rodgers, but again, he can't do it all. And I agree. I think Detroit's going to keep this close.
You're going to be close, but it is going to be at home for the Packers as well. They're going to be in Lambeau. Edo, what are you thinking? I mean, Detroit has been putting up a lot of points in this one previously. So how do you see them faring against Green Bay here?
Picking up from where Will left off, Stafford had 8 or 9 drops in that Tennessee game. They completely blew it. Typical Detroit. They'll play a lower level team. There was a couple of years ago where Tampa Bay were terrible and Detroit were going for the playoffs and Detroit were playing them at home. And the Lions still managed to lose that game. Typical Lions, but they will also rise up to the occasion against the bigger teams, I would say. They managed to do the same against Green Bay last year. They finally broke their hoodoo at Lambeau. So you're expecting them finally to maybe not have that all that weight on their shoulders. Their defense is playing well despite absences. We're talking about Ansah. We're talking about Levy, of course. But yeah, the Lions have looked pretty solid all round. They don't seem to be missing Megatron all that much.
No.
You've got Jones. Even Tate's not looking that good. Eric Ebron is catching passes. Is a productive player.
Jim Bob Cooter.
Yeah, is it?
All about Jim Bob Cooter. He's installed that sort of offense that's a bit dink and dunk, a bit shorter, and actually you almost feel like Stafford is freer without having the pressure of Megatron there, forcing it into him. Having 4 or 5 lower level options has actually opened up their offense. I've been impressed with the Lions so far.
All right, so let's go for score predictions. Edo, what do you say the score is going to be in this one?
Lions 24-20.
Ryan?
I'm going to go 24-21 Green Bay.
I'm going to take 24-20 Green Bay, but I like much tighter than people are expecting.
We're all kept it very tight. I've got 27-24 for Green Bay. If you guys want to come enjoy the game, why not come down to the Hippodrome Casino? We're all going to be there. You're going to be there this weekend?
I should be there this
weekend. All right. Well, we'll be partying. 15 quid for a pitcher of beer and a bowl of chicken wings. How about that? See you Sunday.